Hi, and welcome back to another History Rewind with Natalie. Today we're going to be making our focus on the Spanish Civil War, which took place from 1936 to 1939. So if you want to hear about that, stay tuned. So to start our discussion about the Spanish Civil War, we're going to talk about the major dates beforehand that led up to 1936. It was from 1936 to 1939, like we said before. With this, we have two forces inside the same country fighting, and it was the Republicans, which is left wing, and this was led by Manuel Azaña, and he was the elected president at the time. And then we have the right wing nationalists, which was led by Francisco Franco, who was an army general. What caused this to come about was the term the power vacuum, and this is the group that is in power is taken away, which results in a hole in the power, which needs to be filled. So two forces would fight to fill the gap. To give you more background on other European leaders, we have Hitler, who was on the side of the nationalists, and then we have Stalin, who was on the side of the Republicans. So now we're going to go into dates like we said before. So 1808, Spain was invaded by France and lost, and so in 1814 this led them to go to war against the French. When Spain went to war with France, they had the leader King Ferdinand, and he was a really reluctant leader. He was very strict. He banned theaters, limited the press, and anyone considered liberal would be imprisoned. And people wanted to fight back against this absolutism, and all the uprising made him go to the constitutional monarch. And this also caused fear to other European absolutism, so they stepped in and put him back to an absolute power. So in 1833, we have the death of Ferdinand, and this caused him to want to get rid of the Salic law, which is the law that only men can be in power, in order for his daughter to be leader of Spain. And so 1833 to 1876, three Carlist laws. People wanted Carlist, the brother of Ferdinand, to gain power over Isabella, the daughter, who he was previously fighting to get in power by diminishing the Salic law. And so during the Third Carlist War, the First Republic was installed, and that was in 1873 to 1874. And then so that takes us to 1875, where there's restoration of monarchy, and this is from Alfonso. Isabella, the Ferdinand's daughter, is much more liberal and open-minded, and this catches up to other European countries, and the army is starting to be a major influence in the Spanish politics. So 1875 to 1931, Spain has a constitutional monarchy, but however it's deeply corrupt and the power is still in the elite, and top class is making all the decisions for the entirety of Spain. And so in 1898, there's the Spanish-American War, and Spain lose Cuba, Philippines, and all the South American territories. And then now we're in 1914, which is World War I, and Spain were neutral in the First World War, and so they had a lot of time to build up their economy. And unlike in the Second World War, they were officially neutral. And then from 1918 to 1923, 12 different governments and many economic problems, and there's no one who can deal with these issues. And so in 1921, there's an uprising in Morocco, and Spain sent their troops over, and a lot of the Spain army was massacred. In 1923, we have the bloodless coup, and this is when Primo de Rivera took over and supported the monarchy and was now in power in Spain. And he developed infrastructure. Industrialization was very important to him, and he had many agricultural reforms. And so in 1930, the Great Depression hit Spain very hard, and they did not have any safety mechanisms in place. And so this led to many issues in 1931. And then we jump all the way to 1936, and this is when Franco and his army rose up against the government due to them not believing they were very efficient or sufficient, and they needed better leadership in Spain. So some saw it as a social revolution due to the uprising of the working class, and the CNT, which was the Confederación Nacional de Trabajo, which was just the workers' union, and they didn't think they were liberal enough, and the church played a huge part in this uprising. And so the church, they were more conservative. They had the divine right, so you had, they believed in the divine right, so you had power from God, and power was given to you. And the Republicans viewed the Catholic Church as an enemy of freedom, and they attacked the church when the government allowed it to be. Thank you for watching, and next week we will be continuing the Spanish Civil War, and we will be talking about the main events that happened from 1936 to 1939 and give you the full story. So tune in next week for that.